There are certain preparedness experts out there who will tell you that this cannot be done. I'm going to prove them wrong today. So, with that said, I want to make sure you understand that I'm not getting a kickback for anything that I'm going to recommend to you today. I am going to talk about coffee. Shepherd's Crook Coffee is a company that I've been subscribed to for a while now, and I enjoy their subscription. And I have a link down below and a coupon code you can use, but I don't get any kickbacks. I just like promoting different faith-based families, businesses that are in the OZARKs. And I do some of them from time to time. So with that being said, let me tell you a little bit of a story. So today I got up. I knew this day was coming. And I realized I don't have any coffee because my subscription is a little bit late. It's not their fault being late. It's because I just didn't put enough into my subscription. And most of the time, that's okay because I usually only drink a cup a day. 1 cup of coffee per day in the morning. That gets me going. That's all I need. Okay. Understand that coffee is a medicinal. If you abuse it and use it all the time, you will lessen the effects, the purpose of the brew. So anyway, all that to say, every time I do a video like this, someone always leaves a comment, what kind of coffee, how does Moses make his coffee? Or I don't know, some sort of joke like that. And the answer is he brews it. Anyway, all that to say, rabbit trail. So my subscription should be here in a couple of days from Shepherd's Crook that I have coming. And because I probably didn't, I don't know what was the deal was. Maybe I just made my coffee a little bit too strong this last subscription time and I just ran out. And I know it's on its way, but I was out of coffee. And what am I going to do? Well, thankfully, I have coffee reserves on the Homestead, but they exist in the form of green coffee beans. And so I took out this jar right here, and this has beans in it, green beans that are at least 10 years old, probably more. And there are homesteading and preparedness experts who will tell you that you cannot store green coffee beans for longer than a year, 2 tops, because it will lose its flavor, it will lose its oils, it just won't be good anymore. These beans, I've been using them over the years from time to time. This one here is Brazil CP Select. I think I bought these from, again, coffeeproject.com. I'm not getting any kickbacks from anything I'm recommending. Coffeeproject.com. And so, they smell good. Anyway, and that's even before they're roasted. I think they smell good anyway. 10 years old. 10 years old. So I did what I needed to do this morning. I got up and I roasted some coffee beans and I ground my coffee. Now, how I roast these beans, and again, pay attention here because I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you the evidence. I'm going to bring the receipts, as everyone today is saying. I have a little pan. This is my pan that I use to roast my coffee beans. I know they make coffee roasters out there. Some of them are expensive. You don't need them, okay? Plus, they have heating elements, and if you're on solar, if you're on limited energy, off-grid, then they take a lot of power. But this takes no power. All it takes is a little bit of propane from, my stove. And the thing with roasting coffee beans with something like this is that you have to keep it moving, okay? You do not let it sit. I usually start it on low heat and then progress to medium heat, and I'm always moving this, always keeping it going. It takes about, 10 minutes-ish to get it done. And right when you think that the beans are done to the roast level you want, you've already had them on there 30 seconds too long. Keep that in mind. Let me say that again, just so you don't miss it. If you find out, you're looking at the beans and you're like, okay, oh, they're done. You've already had them on for 30 seconds too long. Coffee beans in this will keep cooking, even after you take it off the heat source. So they'll keep roasting and keep darkening. So you keep that in mind. It takes practice to get good at this. So I've been doing this for years. I kind of learned the way I like my beans dark. Okay. Although recently Shepherd's Crook sent me one that was a light roast, and I really enjoyed it. I was surprised. I saw, because I think I have my subscription set up to just send me whatever, surprise me type thing. And I opened it up and I'm like, ooh, a light roast. Ooh. Okay, we'll give it a whirl. I've heard that light roasts actually have more caffeine in them, and I think that's probably true. Anyway, I opened it up and I was pleasantly surprised by the smell of the beans, and I was really surprised by the coffee. It was very good. I did not think I'd ever be a light roast kind of guy, but I mean, I still like dark roast. Don't get me wrong. You know, what do they say? I like my coffee how I like my women, black and bitter. Just kidding. Calm down, everyone. Calm down. I'm just saying that I like dark roast, but the light roast really impressed me. All that to say, I pulled my coffee beans off at the right time, and then I put them into a stainless steel bowl, which also helped them cool down quicker, and I took them outside and I blew off the chaff. This will make a mess. You're going to make a mess because as soon as you put this over a heat source, very soon after, you're going to start hearing crackling noises, and you're going to see the chaff getting everywhere. So that's why you have a lid. And then you can easily blow that off, you know, and it goes everywhere. I've done videos before on this in the past. But anyway, all that to say, it did fantastic. I'm going to show you the results of that stainless steel bowl that I put them in. This is what they look like. Okay, now zoom in a little bit and look at the oils on those beans. Look at you can see how shiny those beans are. That's oil. That's the oil. That's the essence from the coffee bean. It's still in there 10 plus years later. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't store green coffee beans. Now, the green coffee, this particular brand, again, not getting any kickbacks for anybody I recommend, Sweet Maria's. This was a Papua New Guinea Kuta Wagi from Papua New Guinea. I have a special connection to Papua New Guinea because my late wife grew up there. But and my in-laws, Tim and Joanne, they served there as missionaries for quite a while. Anyway, so I got a Papua New Guinea coffee brand, or coffee variety, and Sweet Maria's. They sell all kinds of different size packages. You can get 1 pound, 5 pound. I think you can get 50 or 25 pound bags, and you can store that. And I'm telling you right now, from just my experience, 10-year-old beans, they still had the oil on them. They were still fantastic. Like, it was a fresh cup of coffee that I brewed this morning, fresh roast, and it tasted amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, why is this important? It's important because there's a lot of times when you prep certain items and there are people out there who tell you that certain items will only keep for so long, and a lot of times they're full of bunk. Okay, there's a lot of medicinals and medicines that would qualify for this. There's a lot of different things. But don't let anyone tell you about coffee. And the reason why this particularly is important is because coffee is probably one of your top 5 barter items that you could have during a grid down, collapse, any sort of, you know, stress on society that might occur. Coffee. People love their coffee. Again, it is a drug. It is a medicinal. And there are people out there who are absolutely addicted to it. And so if you had some of this, it could absolutely come in very handy for a barter item. If you need medicine or if you need ammunition, don't think people are like, I'll never trade my ammunition come collapse time. I guarantee you, because it's one of those top 5 items as well. I guarantee you that if a guy's gone without coffee for a year, 6 months, even 2-3 months, or maybe his favorite brand of whiskey is gone. If you can make whiskey, or if you can make rum or whatever, and if you can have green coffee beans that he can roast himself and he can get that fix, I'm sure he'll spare himself a few rounds of your favorite caliber. Maybe I'm just spitballing here, but I think that's probably going to be the case. So, top item to have on hand if something happens, some kind of grid down collapse, coffee beans. And don't let anyone tell you they expire. Again, there's the photo proof. The oils are still present, and I had that cup of coffee this morning, and it was fantastic. Talk about a couple other things. Speaking of medicinals, I had my milk lady, the lady who gives me milk, sells me milk once a week. She came up and she said, "Hey, I got something for you. Look at that." Anyone know what that is? That, my friends, if you don't know, is horehound. This is horehound. And there's plenty of seeds. She wanted to give me the seeds that are all stuck. Seeds that are all in there, seed heads. And that's enough to plant an entire field, basically. And so I'm going to take the leaves off this, and I'm going to make that into a medicinal. and I'm going to save that and make it into a tincture because I got the vodka in the other room to make that. And then I'll take the seeds and I'll spread that on a place that I'm going to put that, and then it'll grow in next year. It'll have plenty of time to get watered in and be a fantastic medicinal weed for me in the years to come, so I can continue to make it. Now, going over to these books. Now, I've talked about these quite a bit on my channel, and my patrons already have access to this where you can download the PDFs. If you join my Patreon, I give this to you for joining as little as $1. If I could give these away for free, I would. But it costs me money to put stuff on servers and things like that. So $1, a buck. All right. I'm sure there's like $1 worth of change somewhere underneath the seat of your car. So anyway, you can find a way to get that. Just download them from my Patreon page. Links below. Link is below. If you buy these books on Amazon, they're going to cost you about $1,000 or more. I think last time we saw this book was like $1,400 on Amazon. So definitely $2,000 at least worth of material here. And let's just look up for giggles what Whorehound is here. I think I was just here recently. Okay, getting close. There we go. Yeah. Whorehound. All color photos in here. So full color photos so you can recognize the plants, easily identify them. It tells you what to use them for, how to use them. Okay, it doesn't tell you how to make a tincture. Everyone knows that. You can find that online, easy peasy. Just add vodka. Or your favorite 40 proof ABV. Anyway, so Whorehound, properties and uses: coughs, fevers, obstructed menstruation. That sounds like a big one. Baffling disorders. If it's a baffling, you don't know what it is. Whorehound. Red spots under skin. And then you have parts used, the whole herb. Whorehound is the no-nonsense candy of the pioneers and adventurers who settled the North American continent. And when you taste it, you will get an idea of what they were like to consider this herb as a candy. So there's a lot of cool things that goes into, all the reasons. Suppressed urine, stomach ache, wasting away disorders, anxiety, trouble breathing, pain, improved circulation, red spots, and all kinds of stuff. Respiratory issues. Anyway, it's all in there. So, I'm like, I've often had Whorehound candy before in the past. It belongs to the mint family. Absolutely tastes nothing like candy. It's quite bitter. This is where the whole, if you ever watched that, Mary Poppins witchcraft movie, a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. This is what they were talking about. Yes! Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Man, it is bitter. But it's good for you. And it's a medicinal, and it works. This is the kind of stuff that, not the Rothschilds. Who was the other family? Bunch of goofballs back in the day tried to get out of the public domain years and years ago so they could sell all of their pharmaceutical. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. Leave a comment below. All that to say, I've got a bunch of this. I'm going to get it planted. But if you like your own copy, all it costs is $1. Join below. And you can, all you need is your own alcohol, which you can also easily make. My son has been melting down copper. Check that out. Copper bars. This is like a 2-pound bar. Boy, that was some stuff right there. I feel the medicine. It's already working. The copper has basically been pulled from different motors and things like that he's taken apart, or wiring that he's purchased off people and melted it down. You get a couple of bricks of these. You can hammer out your own still. And that still, again, that was one of the top 5. I've already given you 3 of the top 5. Ammunition, alcohol, and coffee. Top 5 barter items. Top 5. What do you think the other 2 are? Anyway, you can hammer that out, make a still, and that still will feed your family for the rest of your lives. History says so. There's no doubt, no question. It's a thousands of year old technology that you can easily do by just getting some copper, hammering it out, and knowing what to do with it. Can't really go into too much more detail after that. We're going to eventually sell these things on the website. My son's he's saving them all up. He's going to make them all shiny and everything, and he's going to sell them. He'll mark them with the exact weight that's on there. This is actually about 2 pounds. Was that 1,000 grams? Something like that. And sell them on the website at AmericanHomestead.com, which you should be going there anyway, just to keep up on stuff that's happening over there and signing up for our newsletter that will eventually get rolling at some point. I'm still working on that too. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Again, be sure to go check out the link for Patreon down below. You can sign up for $1, as little as $1. If you join for higher levels, I really appreciate that. And also, you can that's the way you can get the download. It's on there. Just go to the collections tab and you'll find it. Also, we just put this up for the patrons. This is just the basic, but it was a copy that was penciled out of our chicken coop, a blueprint. And so there's a much more detailed digital blueprint of our chicken coop that's just been put up over at patreon.com/AmericanHomestead that all my patrons have access to, no matter what level you join at. So check that out as well. All right, guys. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. In the spring of 2024, Saudi Arabia ended the long-held practice of requiring its oil to be sold in U.S. currency. And recently, governments around the world have been repatriating their physical gold from Western banks, opting instead to hold that gold within their own borders. China, meanwhile, continues to set records in terms of stockpiling its physical gold reserves, while at the same time dumping billions in U.S. treasuries. All these instances can otherwise be called indicators. Indications that the world is readying itself to participate in trade that does not involve the United States or the dollar. And at home, our banks are showing signs of a deflationary collapse, in which case the FDIC does not have a fraction of the funds on hand to ensure you can get your money should your bank fail. On the other hand, they keep telling us inflation is getting under control, but for some reason, the prices we pay day to day keep going up and products we pay for keep getting smaller. I've put a link in the description below this video that will allow you to start the process to convert money you may have already saved into precious metals that you yourself can hold. You hold it, you own it. Throughout history, precious metals have always been accepted for goods and services, even in the most chaotic of economies and war-torn countries, dating all the way back to when Alexander the Great ruled the known world. Guys, we're over $35 trillion in debt. If you're concerned, I don't blame you. ITM Trading has a well-documented history of helping people put their money into physical metals that you hold. Again, if you hold it, you own it. Hit that link below and see how ITM Trading can help you get the ball rolling towards financial sustainability. The consultation is free and there's no pressure. They will show you your options based on your concerns and goals you have for the future. By doing this, you're safeguarding wealth just like people have done successfully for literally thousands of years. You are now part of that history. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.